Hey everyone, it's Armor Gaming. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to Monster Legends. Are you ready for an exclusive first look at the brand new cosmic nature monster, Ullrica? This is one of the more anticipated monsters. This monster works with Master Masher, her dad, and with her brother, who I just did an exclusive first look. Link in the description if you want to follow along. Dang, 2 slots locked, but that's okay. Huge thanks to Soldier Point for giving me this monster. All the cells I need to rank this monster to rank 5, and any gems I use will be reimbursed. So let's go ahead and place this monster, and let's check her out. Once again, she's the newest cosmic nature monster, has a really cool monster design. The ultimate didn't look that crazy, but let me tell you, her ultimate is insanely powerful. Let's actually talk about it right now. Lunar Inspiration applies triple damage to itself for 2 turns, applies life regen to itself, and then after all of that, it deals insane physical damage. You are basically buffing yourself before dealing insane physical damage. This is the kind of ultimate that changes the tide of a game, where if you were about to win and you're battling her and she ults you, you might lose the entire game. Or if you have her and you're about to lose and she ults, you could win the entire game, because it is triple damage on top of insane physical damage. That is crazy. Now, it's been a while since we've had a really good nature monster. When I think of the nature cosmics, not a lot come to mind. Let's see, Kodama was first. After Kodama, I think it was probably Craster, who's a nature attacker, although relies more on percentage damage, not necessarily actual damage. After that, we had Chucklemuckle, who is a really good one and has anticipation, which is countering the meta right now. And then we had Targon, who not a good one, but now we have this monster. And again, she is, well, let's read her Monster Legends lore, the most bloodthirsty of the 3 wolves. While her father, Master Masher, guides the pack and her brother, Lupando, protects it, Ullrica is the one to actually do the killing. She doesn't even look vicious as a child, but oh my gosh, is she vicious. And she wouldn't have it any other way. How is this monster not like in the villain's book? So she's family, she's female, she is adventure, and of course the cosmic. Alright, so this monster definitely works in tandem with her family. That being said, even by herself is what I kind of want to focus on. I want to showcase her. With Master Masher, I think she becomes one of the most OP monsters in the game. Similar to the alt, how she applies triple damage and then physical damage. With Master Masher is able to give Bleed Hater an immediate extra turn, and she actually has a skill, which we'll see in a while, that applies Bleed first and then deals damage. So it's basically kind of like the alt in that you give triple damage first and then you attack. So she's going to be a killer of Megaton monsters. Maybe not Shelly, because thankfully Shelly is immune to bleed, if you have Shelly at least. If you have Bombay Daedalus, they are as good as dead. So yeah, we're going to get into all of that. Let's focus on stats and her trait right now. So her power stat is one of the higher ones in the game, 7832. It's tied with that of Solar Flare, a previous exclusive Golden Pass monster. Exclusive Golden Pass monster. And there's only 3 monsters that have a higher stat than 7832. The monster with the highest stat is Iguanazar, 7953, a previous Team Race monster, so players do have that monster ranked up. Then we have Craster and Kaguya that have 7920, so yeah, one of the higher power stats in the game. The speed stat is on the lower end. It's the 3rd lowest stat in the game. It's tied with monsters like Letalus, Laser Beam, Kaguya, Henrich, Spawny. So, you know, it's not a really tanky monster, a pretty squishy monster. The only monsters that have a lower life stat than 69,971 would be Binkson and Kai the Sun Melter, and also Spitfire. So with that said, the speed stat is actually pretty impressive for an attacker. We normally don't see this kind of speed stat as an attacker. It is 5896, tied with that of Witch Cat and Black Feather, who are 2 deniers. So it's funny, this is a denier speed stat, but we have it in an attacker who definitely packs a punch. And as for her trait, she gets even better. She starts the game off with Hardened, so 20% of the time she won't get hit with negative effects. This helps against Blind, this helps against damage reduction, Daze, anything reduces your accuracy, and of course getting denied, Freeze, Stun, Possession, all that good stuff. Speaking of Freeze, Stun, Possession, at rank 1, you cannot be stunned, frozen, or possessed, so realistically the only way to take this monster down is with a Blind or with a CDA. CDA being more reliable, because with a Blind, 20% of the time you will ignore it thanks to your Hardened trait. And at rank 3, this monster becomes even more powerful with that self-damage increase. So take that, Iguanazar, Craster, and Kaguya. I actually forgot what their evolving traits are. I don't know if any of them get a damage boost, but yeah, this monster gets an increased 50% damage at the start of the battle. And again, partner that up with some of the synergy she can do, she becomes one of the deadliest attackers in the game. In terms of just stats, now we have to analyze skills. But of course, we are just going to rank her up to rank 3 so we can use her at her full potential with that rank 3 trait with that damage protection, with that damage increase. So let's go ahead and break this out all the way. All right, we'll do this, and let's rank it out one more time. Breakout, breakout, rank up. All right, she is rank 3, level 130, which ideally you would want to get this monster for that damage increase. She might prove to be one of the stronger attackers in the game. And, oh look, I finally completed the Smuggler's Cave. We'll see what that's all about also. Alright, so let's level up to level 130, and of course I will showcase her at 150 as well, but I want to see what she can do. This is going to be a monster available in the upcoming maze events, so I will definitely be posting videos on how to maximize the number of maze coins you can get. So if you're not already subscribed and you want this monster, you make sure to subscribe. It's really easy to get maze monsters. It's a pretty free-to-play friendly event, and then hopefully after you see this video you can decide whether or not you want to invest in Stardust, and maybe after you see this video you can figure out whether or not you want to invest in the exclusive Golden Legends Pass and get her dad, Master Masher. Alright, with that being said, let's take a look at the relics real quick. So of course she can hold the sword relic. So Cane Sword, because she is a little squishy, if you want to deal additional damage and also heal by up to 62,000 points, Cane Sword is the way to go. If you want to make her even stronger, Laser Beam Sword will deal damage as well, and it increases your power. So I don't have this ranked up, but I definitely want to showcase her dealing a little more damage. In terms of the shield, let's see. If you happen to have Vanoss 2099 shield, this works just like the Laser Beam Sword, in which it increases her power at the start of the battle. So again, she's like, even though she doesn't have the highest power stat in the game, she definitely want to be the strongest monster. And with the Vanoss 2099 shield, it also makes up for her life stat because she would get an armor at the start of the battle. Now I don't have that, so what I'm going to be utilizing is one of my favorites, the Wengzhou shield, because this one can remove stamina from the attacker and give yourself an armor. So let's go ahead and do this, and I think we're good. And let's talk skills. So if you notice, this monster has a lot of physical based attacks as well as some nature based. So let's go through all of them. Wild Charge removes shields and deals low physical damage to an enemy. 100% spawnable skill, so even if you were to get hit with CDA, you always have a skill you can utilize. Even if you have no stamina, you always have a skill you can utilize. And the fact that it removes shields is actually a very nice thing. Again, I mentioned Shelly. Shelly can apply shields. Other monsters can apply shields. A lot of the tanky monsters tend to apply shields. So the fact that first you remove a shield and then deal physical damage, that is awesome. Once again, imagine Shelly. Shelly just died. She resurrected with her revival essence. She applies the 6th attack that applies a 100% life shield, damage mirror, and a megataunt. Imagine just using Wild Charge, you get rid of the shield because you're running strength runes, because you're a powerful monster. A skill as weak as this is able to kill a Shelly that just got resurrected. You know, it's possible. We also have Predator, applies vulnerable to one enemy and deals low nature damage. Notice that Predator applies vulnerable first and then deals the low nature damage. So it's a theme with this monster in that she buffs herself or weakens the enemy before attacking. So even though it's low nature, it's really 50% stronger. And of course, if you have her at rank 3 with that status caster, this attack is even stronger now, right? Because you have a 50% damage boost and the enemy has vulnerable, and then you're dealing, like, she's a lot stronger than just the low nature damage attack. So we'll showcase that. This one deals moderate physical damage. It has no cooldown, so it looks like CDA doesn't really hurt you. 16 stamina cost, so it's way stronger than this, but it does have stamina cost, and it does not remove shields. We have Rend and Tear, deals low nature damage to enemies, applies bleed. It is spammable. You have a spammable bleed skill. Keep in mind that she works with the bleed hater Master Masher, but she realistically doesn't need this skill. What she does need is Blood Spilling Finale. Applies bleed to all enemies. That is the first thing she does. Then she deals moderate physical damage to all enemies. Then she applies a damage boost to herself at the end of it. So that's pretty awesome. So we'll definitely get to showcase that as well. Full Moon removes positive and negative effects from itself. So any buff you have is gone, any negative effect you have is gone. You give yourself triple damage and you stamina regen. So this is a setup attack for your next attack essentially. You have another variation, New Moon, which removes positive and negative effects. You give yourself life regen and evasion. So with this monster, you get to choose. Are you more of a risk taker that you want to give yourself triple damage and deal some massive amount of damage? Or do you want to do New Moon, which gives you evasion, so if the enemy has no cleansing, you're setting up for the next attack, you recovered some life, and then you can deal some serious damage. This monster has a lot of low cooldown and zero cooldown skills, so it's like a guaranteed attack in assuming the enemy can't cleanse. So you get to decide between one of these. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but with that being said, I will say, because they are self skills, if you were to get possessed, hey, guess what? It wouldn't matter to you because there's a chance to do your self skill. So if you're in a situation where you can get possessed, you might want to consider running one of these two, or maybe both. Maybe if you're battling your dad who can do corruption, you know, Full Moon and New Moon, not a bad skill to do. All right, we also have Survival of the Fittest, which removes shields from all enemies, deals moderate physical damage, and applies vulnerable. So essentially, another skill that cleanses the shield. So against a Shelly, this could be the way to go. Since you cannot bleed a Shelly, you know, maybe you just remove Shelly's shield, you deal a good amount of damage and vulnerable. So what I will say is this monster looks very weak. When we look at the skills, there's no heavy, there's no very heavy, there's no insane damage. But again, you have to remember that she has 50% stronger damage output thanks to her rank 3 status caster. You have to keep that in mind. The second thing you have to keep in mind is that this skill right here does apply vulnerable before actually dealing damage, and then it's setup skills. So she's looking at her just quickly, she's an okay monster in terms of an attacker. I do want to see what kind of damage she can deal with Predator and level 10 runes. So I'm going to take her into Adventure Map. We're going to see that. But again, the most synergy of this monster is definitely with either her brother or her dad. Either of them help. The brother can apply physical weakness. The dad can apply the bleed hater. So anything will work. So we're going to give her level 10 runes. And we're going to see her shine essentially. So let's do this. And we'll give her a speed rune. I always love to go the speed rune route on my attackers. Team speed, I guess we'll have to do. And what I mostly want to showcase, all right, let's see. Let's see what this is all about. So yeah, I guess I have one day if I want to purchase 220 gems for $10. I will skip out on that. So let's just take her into Adventure Map and see what kind of damage she can dish out. Thanks to her status caster at the start of the battle. I want to see if I can compare her with maybe some other attackers. So let's see, what other attacker do I have in mind? Maybe a 137 Hardy. Let's see how much damage he can do. A 132 Undead Mr. Beast. I always like to put the main monster in front. So let's make sure she's out in the lead. Alright, so they have level 10 runes. That's one thing to keep in mind. But these monsters are higher rank. So yeah, so we're going to compare damage output right now. So we're going to click fight. Let's speed this up. Alright, so Blast deals 177. This is a 60 damage attack. Strike the Sun 118. So 40 damage, 118. And the Blast is 177. My power stat is 41k. She's at 39k and he's at 34. But keep in mind, monsters that have a higher level, they deal more damage. Alright, so 177. We're just going to recharge. Alright, let's take a look at her. Laser Beam also kicked in. She has that 50% damage boost. Let's see these skills. This is a 25 damage attack that is dealing an outstanding 95k damage. Wow. Pommel deals 152k. Wait, she's level 130. That damage boost, I think, just makes the huge difference. Oh, look. The power stat is now... It's almost as much as Hardy. It's almost as much as Hardy. Okay. Cool. Predator is 76k. But this one applies vulnerable first, so I want to showcase that. And Wild Charge deals 76k. So I'm pretty amazed by Pummel being a 40 damage attack, 0 cooldown, and it's dealing 152k. Alright, but I want to showcase Predator. So even though it shows 76k, check out how much damage it actually deals because it applies vulnerable first. So it says 76, it dealt 114. So that's kind of her ability there. Let's take a look at this monster who does have a significantly lower power stat, so definitely not going to deal as much damage. Surprise deals 228, but we would divide that by 2 because it's strong. Just out of curiosity, haters going to hate earth damage and will exit out. Okay, so that was pretty interesting to see her damage output, and I wanted to also showcase how she works with her buff, essentially, with the vulnerable skill. We're definitely not going to be utilizing her. So before I put all 3 monsters together, before I put the whole wolf pack together, I am going to showcase individually, because I want to show you guys what she can do by herself. So this is probably going to be an additional video. I'll do one attack with all 3 monsters at the end, but this is going to be a whole separate video where I just have fun with them. So for now, let's put her with her dad. We'll put Master Masher, and we will put Ullrica together. And of course, what I want to showcase more than anything is her blood spilling finale. So let's give that bleed and damage boost. We're also going to run. Let's see, what do I want to run? I think I'm going to go with Pummel. I think it's a good skill to have in your arsenal, especially if you get hit with CDA. This would be useful if you were to get hit with a cooldown activation against a Megataunt, because then it's 3 times over. So it'd be stronger than Pummel, but yeah, because they're both 0 cooldown. So I think this monster is really versatile and can be used depending on the situation. Predator, I don't think I need. Actually, I wonder if Predator versus Pummel. No, Pummel still dealt more damage even with the vulnerable, because it's moderate. So this, even with the damage boost, yeah, Pummel's still a better skill. Although this has no stamina cost, so if you were to run out, Predator could come in handy. But of course, Blood Spilling Finale, I'm going to go with that. Survival of the Fittest, I want to remove shields. Deal moderate physical and vulnerable. That's pretty nice. I think for your final skills, you can ultimately do whatever you want. I'm going to run the triple, Full Moon. I'm not 100% sure I like the self skills, but I'm going to run it nonetheless. And I'm going to put Pomo in there for now. And the whole reason she works really well with her dad is this skill right here. Right? It's even in her name. Applies Bleed Hater to all allies, gives 1 extra turn. And again, that skill literally will apply bleed first. So if I battle a Shelly, you're not going to get to see a good showcase. If it's not a Shelly, oh, then it's going to be glorious. So I'm not going to worry about his relics. So his whole purpose is there to turn transfer. So let's do that. Keep in mind she's level 150. I am allowed to do PvP. However, I am not allowed to win because that would be totally unfair. And we have a Shelly and we have a Daedalus. We have both of them. So I'm just going to go for it. Bam. Bleed Hater. Alright, so let's see. Pummel, 133, Full Moon. Obviously this would get rid of my positive effects, triple damage, and I would probably die after that. Survival of the Fittest, this removes shield if any of them had a shield, none of them has a shield right now. And Blood Spilling Finale, unfortunately, like I said, it will not really work against Shelly, but since she has Megatons, it's still going to deal some nice amount of damage. So Blood Spilling Finale, see the bleeding was blocked. If it wasn't for that, inevitably she would have died. Like, hands down, she would be dead right now. Alright, Strike of the Iron Way, of course. That's probably like a 150 hardy, so on to the next battle we go. And let's see what we can utilize. Let's click Fights. And yeah, like I said, against Shelly, you're not a Shelly killer, but you're definitely all other Megaton monster killers. Here's going to be a good showcase. And look, CDA, so good thing I'm running 0 cooldown skills. Bleed Hater, extra turn. There we go. Fast as a shark. Echo, I survived. Alright, so we're going to see damage output right now. Pummel, 103. Full Moon is self skill. Survival of the Fittest, 70k. Blood Spilling Finale, 87k. It doesn't look like I go to OTK, right? But because I have the Bleed Hater, thanks to my dad, Blood Spilling Finale, boom! Look at that! That's over 1,000,000 damage. And I'm at 130 right now. That was a 140. Granted, it was a Mythic. It was a Daedalus. But yeah, that's crazy. That was crazy. Alright, thank you for protecting me. Alright, let's go. I am going to do let's go Corruption. Alright, there we go. Alright, let's see. Survival of the Fittest. If they had a shield, the shield would be gone. Full Moon sets up. And then Pummel just pummels, right? This is a 140. Okay, that's a good showcase. That's a 140. And keep in mind, I have my... I still have the damage boost. That's why it's doing even more damage. And of course, I also have Laser Beam Sword, which would deal residual damage, which could really help. Here, what I'm going to actually do, I'm just going to set up Full Moon. So now I have triple damage. I lost the damage buff. I have stamina regen. Let's just recharge. Let's see what happens. Recharge, Strike of the Iron Way. Alright, Healing Mask kicks in. Alright, I'm going to recharge. And now Survival of the Fittest. It is 3 times stronger. It would apply Vulnerable at the end. If they had a shield, that would be gone. I'm just going to go ahead and pummel. Look at the damage output. 300k almost. Let's exit out. And there we go. So pretty straightforward with Master Masher. The whole combo there is, hey, let me give you Bleed Hater. You do a Blood AoE. A Bleed AoE. If there's no Megaton monster, let's see if we can find a non-Megaton base. If there's no Megaton monster, you're probably going to instant kill all 3 enemy monsters. There's a Shelly right there. Out of curiosity, let's see what I can do against Shelly if I try to beat without the Bleed Hater. Under Pale Moon, all enemies. Let's see. Corruption, Stamina Leak, removes. Let's just go under Pale Moon. Let's just see a regular AoE. I'm hoping... Actually, what I want Shelly to do is set up a shield. I don't know if I'll see it. Moonstruck. Let's do Bad Moon Rising. Let's just try this out. She's not going to set up a shield if I'm attacking her. Here I can do Pummel, 106k, not bad for a 40 damage attack. If I would have been rank 4, level 140, maybe even if I just had a breakout, I would have probably killed her. And that's a 140 running Team Mutant life. Alright, we're going to hopefully not fight Megatons. Alright. Come on, non-Megaton bases. Boom, boom. Okay, perfect. This is good. This is awesome. So we're going to click fight. Alright, check this out. We have to slow-mo this. Turn transfer. Bleed Hater. Immediate extra turn. Laser Beam Sword kicks in. Blood Spilling Finale. Oh, please tell me you have revival. Thank you. Blood Spilling Finale. Glorious. Oh my gosh, that was so good. That is glorious. That is what it's all about. That combo is too deadly. Like, what even in the world is that combo? Alright, we're going to call it a day with her dad. Now what we need to do is showcase her with her brother. Now the brother mechanic is Master Starter right here, which applies physical weakness to the enemies, immediate extra turn, and then you turn transfer with Master Reprise. Any negative effect is gone. Now, obviously, anticipation is an issue. Obviously, Megataunt is still somewhat of an issue, except now you can actually kill a Megataunt monster. So with her dad, you can't really bleed a Shelly, but you can physical weakness a Shelly. So check this out. Master Starter, now you have physical weakness. I get an extra turn. Reprise, there we go. I get an immediate extra turn. And now I deal triple damage against that Shelly. This is a 146 Shelly, and Pommel is dealing 200k. The residual damage from the laser beam sword would actually kill. Survival of the Fittest obviously would also kill, and Blood Spilling Finale would obviously also kill. Since I don't want to waste stamina, I am just going to Pommel and my Relic will kick in. Bye-bye Shelly. Shelly comes back. Here's where I meant, where if I get hit with CDA, which I just got hit with CDA, let's speed this up. Deep Rebirth, that is fine. I will recharge. Noxious Demon. Actually, I might be in trouble now. Recharge. Curse Stone. So I got my stamina drained. Unfortunately, I was hoping I wouldn't get stamina drained. Recharge. Alright. This is where a 0 cooldown skill would have come in handy and I would have been able to utilize it. Unfortunately, I did not get a chance. But there you go. Pretty straightforward, right? Megaton Killer with her brother. So Shelly Killer with her brother, but there's no anticipation. She can kill Shelly's relatively easily. Whereas with her dad, she can kill anyone else that's not Shelly, since you can't bleed a Shelly. I'll do the same thing again. Here's the physical weakness. Here's a churn transfer. And then Pommel again. Look at that beautiful damage output. Survival of the Fittest. As you can see, I've never really had a chance to do my ultimate. I don't feel like I really need my ultimate. So yeah, that's just a thing. Merciless Cyclone. Oh, keep in mind I can't get denied, so that's always fun. Let's go ahead and deal low special damage. Reverse healing. We'll do that. Deep Rebirth. Spooky. Did she set up a shield? I don't think she did. Come on, Shelly. Positive effects protection. Nope. Recharge. Here I can just do... I can give everyone bleed. I can remove shields if they had a shield. Full Moon again. That sets up. And yeah, so... see, without her damage buff, she just doesn't seem as glamorous. But definitely, depending on who you're facing, you can definitely synergize for her to kick some serious butt. Let's go ahead and rank her up all the way to rank 5. We'll showcase her at rank 5 and we'll partner her up with some teammates, of course. So rank up, break up, and yes. And break out. Break out, break out, break out. And rank up, and yes. Awesome. Let's go ahead and feed her. So now here we are going to see her at her full potential, and we are going to use her. Like I said, I want to kind of save the exclusivity of using all three of them together for another video. But here we'll just... she's obviously just a lot stronger, right? The skill set is what, again, as a standalone monster, the self skills, I really don't see myself using them that much. I want to find a way to do the, you know what, let's see what I can do. I actually find myself not doing Survival of the Fittest that much, even though it is vulnerable. So she has a lot of ways to set up. Like, I'm imagining maybe you can even run like a Lindworm as a team speed holder or something. There's a lot of things I think you can pull with this monster. Yeah, I want to keep her with that. Who else has a level 10? Like, maybe you can do something like this. Yeah, you can do single speed. Give you like a team speed holder. And then have you turn transfer. Have her set up. I wonder, you know what? This is going to be an unconventional setup. I'm just curious. What if you give her 110? And what if you give her 2 single speeds? What if you give her 2 single speeds? No, okay. I want to see if I can set something. It's probably not going to work the way I think it'll work. Maybe in a Team War scenario, maybe. In a PvP scenario, it's hard because the meta uses the same thing. But I'm like, I would love if I could somehow... maybe we don't even need him. Maybe you. I'm trying to see, maybe in a war scenario, you could pull something off with this team, where she goes first, sets up, oh, this is a perfect team actually, where she goes first, all she does, literally the only thing she does is set up her triple damage skill, right? Because then she would have triple damage, and she would have, oh no, the damage boost gets removed, unfortunately, so she gets triple damage, you turn transfer back into her, and then she has triple damage, and then she deals, look, they have shields, okay. Cool, so Survival of the Fittest would kill everyone. I don't think anyone has Revival, but we'll do it and we'll just exit out. Let's go slow. Alright, check that out. Everyone got destroyed. Alright, so that was fun. We learned that Noah has to beware of this monster because she obliterates his 50% shield and then just deals some massive damage. So yeah, that's something you can definitely utilize. Maybe there's a combo where you just set up her triple damage and turn transfer into her. It ideally would work better with her brother because her brother can obviously set up the physical weakness, then you deal more damage. With her dad also for the bleed hater, so it wouldn't be Lindworm, it'd be someone else because they can all turn transfer anyways. Literally, we just got 2 monsters that can turn transfer. So yeah, you can do that. And let me just end by showcasing all 3 of them together. Now the question here is, who is the team speed holder? Does it matter? You'd probably want your fastest monster to go first, which is the brother. So this monster is going to become a team speed holder. So let's take runes away from Lindworm and then we'll end with this. And like I said, if you want to see more battles of the 3 wolves working together, be sure to subscribe because we are definitely going to showcase more of them in a separate video where all 3 of them are just running wild. So also, if you want to see any specific combo, let me also know in the comments below, because I am so down to show you guys whatever you want to see with them. We're gonna go all strength on her. Just to get the most damage output out of her. And let's do this. I don't think I need anything there. I think we're all good. You have your turn transfer. Let's give you the Cane of Atlantis just in case something was to happen. Now again, in PvP, if there's an anticipation monster, I'm going to be in trouble. I'm not going to be able to pull it off. If it's a regular team, then I can pull it off. So the whole thing is we are going to end up turn transferring and she's going to have, she's going to deal just like 9 times damage. It's going to be crazy. Or not even 9 times. It might be more. It might be like over 1,000 times damage. So let's see if we can pull it off here. If not, definitely an adventure map. So, okay, perfect. And there is a dodge area monster, so this is perfect. Alright, check this out. This is going to get wild. So the first thing we do is obviously physical weakness against the enemy team. The next thing you do is turn transfer over to your dad. Your dad then turn transfers over to you. You now have bleed hater. You now have damage boost. They now have physical weakness. You have a physical based attack. But more importantly, you have a skill that applies bleed and then deals moderate physical damage. So let's go slow and let's focus on Ignis. Let's see how much damage we can deal against Ignis, okay guys? Because actually, either of them, they can both get bled, right? Let's see. Immune to control, super tuned. Okay, yeah, so doesn't matter who you look at, just don't look at Wormdad. Let's take a look at the damage output. Actually, let's take a look at levels. 150, 140. So let's take a look at Ignis. 150 versus 150. Once again, bleed hater, physical weakness, 50% damage boost. Let's go. It dealt 1 million damage with that combo. Alright, and luckily, you are alive, so we will end it there. So with that being said, guys, this has been an exclusive first look at Ullrica. Let me know in the comments below, what do you guys think about this monster? Any thoughts in the comments below. I am so looking forward to hearing your guys' thoughts about this monster. And again, any combos you want me to showcase using the triple wolf pack team, let me know. With that being said, I'm Armor Gaming. Huge shout out to Social Point for letting me do this exclusive first look. And I will see you all next time. Remember to subscribe.